I'm assuming that's where that staircase was that I'm not gonna
Yeah.
get to for a while.
For a while.
What the fuck is this? Is it just a loading zone?
So. Yeah, he'll just chill.
Bullshit!
You still got the plunging attack.
Still got the plunging attack.
What?
Good job.
I am so surprised.
As soon as I started falling, I started mashing the attack button, dude. Duh.
Don't want to try and jump away and Estes.
It's a lot easier with that
wings.
scimitar, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, fuck
I
it.
think you could easily do it with the broken short sword now.
Yeah. Only take him like 2 hours.
That dust definitely is a little bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
I saw
So
him
one thing
winding
I
up.
would recommend, certain bosses have certain like weak areas, tougher areas. His stomach is a relatively tough area.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed that whenever I did the plunge attack, like, it was a little obvious to me that I was supposed to use a plunging attack because it warned me about it just before this scene happened.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming his back is a weak area for him, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get there anymore after that first plunge.
You just gotta kind of.
If you're fast enough, I think you can get into his dead zone.
Fuck, I've already forgotten jump attack.
Well, you don't really want to jump attack that much
Boy.
against bosses. Nice. That was your first attempt, technically.
Good job.
Yeah. Well, I got his pattern down.
Yeah. So
See, I thought that stomping noise was that dude the entire time, so now that makes me concerned that there's something big coming around.
Not coming around. So I'll give you one little tidbit of information. That stomping you hear, that's the one boss in the game you don't want to lock onto.
Heard.
That's the only thing I'm gonna give you. You'll forget that information, I feel like. Cause
Maybe. Because if I hear a lot of stuff that's stomping, I'm gonna just probably disregard it until.
Well, it's only here that I'm talking about. You don't
Bosses
actually...
don't respawn if I bonfire, right?
Maybe.
Fuck it.
He said the temptation.
Dude, it's just free souls.
No, they don't.
When do I level up?
Once you get out of the tutorial area.
Heard. Alright, I'm just gonna go back and grind the skeletons real quick.
For like 6 souls apiece.
Ooh, that one at the top of the stairs that kicked the fucking boulder down at me gave me 20.
Still so little.
Good job, go straight ahead. Alright, if you say so.
Jumps off the
Just
cliff.
straight off the
I
cliff side.
hate-
So there is... That wasn't what I was gonna say, but...
Soul lost on that didn't look like it went into my soul counter, so... If it did,
So
I didn't notice.
The souls that you pick up off of like bodies and stuff like that, those are consumable items that you can use later. So... Yeah, that's a nest.
Well, nothing interactive popped up for me, so I wasn't sure what this does. So
Maybe
I'm
it'll do
just
something
gonna-
later.
Yeah, I'll just ignore it for now because the temptation to jump down to that lower ledge that looked like I couldn't jump down there was growing by the second.
I'll tell you right. No, you couldn't.
I already knew I couldn't.
He's definitely looking around a lot more than I would have.
Oh yeah. It's good though. It's good that he's sticking around.
No, I usually
He's
look
like
at this stuff.
quadruple on his guard.
Well, this
He
is
should
usually how I play these games. I look around for shit that I can pick up. That's
Actually,
why most games like this, I have like half the collectibles by the time I finish the game.
It's not a bad thing.
No, not at all. It's usually pretty helpful.
In the ancient legends,
And
it
it
is
really pays
stated
off to explore in this.
Oh, absolutely.
that one
Metroid's
day
trained me
an
on that mostly.
undead shall be
You can also get punished for exploring though.
Oh. I was rubbing at my eye and then opened my eye to see a crow
to
grabbing me.
leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage.
Very big crow.
To the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Lordaeron.
So this is when the game really begins.
Interesting, interesting.
It looks pretty good. For an older
Well,
game.
fortunately, this is the remastered edition.
I think the cutscene looks pretty bad. Maybe it's
Yeah,
because
the
the stream though.
cutscene does.
It's still a lot better.
He
than
dropped
the
me from his
original.
beak. He picked me up in his claws.
Don't question it. So, that guy he gives you the only directions in the entire game.
Oh, hey, look, it's that TTT map that we downloaded ages ago and played like
Yeah,
twice.
the one where
What do
we
we have
kept blowing each
here?
other up with the
You
like
must
Yuki
be a
orbital
new
cannon that would just be
arrival.
put down
Let
and
me
then the
guess,
Megamine explosion
fate of
stuff.
the undead, right? Well, you're not the first, but there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
So he basically gave you like you have to go
Go
Up to the church.
and down. Yeah.
up and down, yeah.
The game told you could level up at a
Bonfire, yeah.
bonfire.
Did it?
No.
I definitely
Yeah.
missed that.
I think you missed it by me telling you that the that dude was there.
Cock and balls.
That's
So,
a lot to look at.
yeah.
I wasn't even looking at the middle section. I'm assuming the middle section is what's like if I increase
So
that,
go
yeah,
ahead,
it shows
yeah.
me stat changes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it consumes the souls. Okay, so this is a little reminiscent of how Zelda 2 works.
So one thing that I would just go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and say right now is back out of this menu real quick.
Yeah.
So back completely out of the bonfire. Hit start and go into your inventory. Or no, just go into your inventory.
Okay.
So go to your weapons tab on there. Oh wait, hold up. No. Go back to your inventory real quick.
Oh, up.
And then go up. Yeah, and then go up. in there.
D-pad.
So hit whatever the left button is on your fucking things. Display,
Left
toggle
button?
display. X maybe or whatever your
Oh,
X button is.
Toggle display is my.
And then hit it again. Oh no, that's good. Actually, we'll hit it again now because I fucked up. So
There we
yeah, there. So if you take a look at this page, it'll show you a couple of things. Like if you see for just keep on the scimitar for right now. But if
Oh,
you
just
see for
Comparing.
down by param bonus,
Yeah.
and it shows you like so that weapon, its damage scales. It has a rank E in strength, and it has a B in dexterity, for example. You know, and then on the right, it shows you that it requires 7 strength and 13 dexterity to wield. So if you go up to like the broken short sword real quick, so it scales. So every single weapon has different stats that they scale with. Now, typically,
Okay.
melee weapons will scale with strength or dexterity. There are a few that have like elemental effects that will scale with other things, but like that's kind of like not super useful right now. Like it's gonna take you a minute to get there.
All right, so that means this scales pretty decently with dexterity, but it still scales with strength, but very shit. I already had the idea of leveling up my dexterity.
Before you just go ahead and put points into dexterity, there is like a couple of other factors.
I was just
Like,
going to like go in and out of this
yeah.
just to see what they
Vitality is
change.
health, attunement is spell slots.
So all of these
and-
will increase my defenses, it looks like.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. They do increase like your overall defenses, but they do a significant more than that. Like vitality gives you base health and improves like your overall like hardiness. Attunement does attunement slots, which allow endurance increases your equip load and stamina. Strength increases your defense as well. Resistance, kind of a dumb stat, honestly. Intelligence increases your usefulness with sorceries, and faith increases your usefulness with miracles. Now, for pyromancies, you don't need either of those stats, actually.
Well, it looks like for resistances, it increases my defenses more than everything else does, plus adds poison resist.
But the thing is, though, you do only have your starting armor right now, so
Yeah.
getting like higher defenses right now might not be the best idea, because endurance, which equip load determines the amount of things that you can have equipped before you fat roll, for
Right.
example. So in this game, there's 3 tiers of rolling, which are slow, medium, and fast. So when you're below 30% equip load, you fast roll. When you're below, maybe it's even low. Those one actually, but like you have a set number of invincibility frames based on how you roll. It's a little bit complicated in Dark Souls 1. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the 13-13 roll.
Probably just gonna go like 2 dex and 1 vitality for this one, just so I got more strength and. Usually in Diablo, dexterity is like what the agi stat in WoW Classic was, where it was like makes you have like a higher crit chance and shit like that.
I'll be right back.
So where it says red for the required souls here, of me trying
It means
to
you
put 3
don't have
in.
enough
Okay. Oh, it doesn't have enough to do a third or the next time.
to
I
do a
see now.
fourth,
Yeah, to do
Yeah.
a fourth.
and it tells you how much it is.
All right, yeah, I'm going with this. 2 extra dex and 1 vitality. I might do an endurance on next level just in case I get like something new to equip or some shit.
You'll see.
Oh yeah. Where's the I don't get that ring for a little while now, right?
What, the ring you started
gift.
with?
Yeah, the gift.
No, you do. You actually have it equipped
Do I have it equipped?
already. So go into your hit start and then go into it real quick. You start off with it equipped.
Oh yeah.
So
there it
that's
is.
your ring
Okay.
slot. Those are your ring slots.
How many rings can you carry in this one?
2.
Looks like 2.
You only carry 2 rings.
Okay.
Fuck. That's gesture.
By the way, let me know if you hear me crunch on this candy cane.
Just mute yourself in Discord. Well, I guess that's but one of the biggest things that like in Dark Souls 1, a lot of weapons are very good, and there's not really like I mean, there's some better weapons than others, but there's not like a super best weapon. But there are flat out just rings that are better than other rings in like a million different ways.
Is there like a noise sort of thing where if like you're running, you'll take notice, or enemies will take notice of you more?
No, it's honestly like aggro range, like WoW.
Okay. Oh, I see that up there. I think I see another one there in the distance by the arch of the doorway, or above
Okay.
the arch of the doorway.
Yeah.
So it looks like I'll come up through the top there in order to get down to that. Well, I heard you, but I didn't see you until now.
Did you think they would use that crow only once?
No, I just didn't know where he was at.
That crow is a more used character than you.
I find that hard to believe, considering you play as your character.
You actually switch over to the crow halfway through the game.
I will believe you when I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till you see the giant cornfields, man.
Didn't we tell you this was Crow Souls, not Dark Souls?
Wait till you get to meet the old crone.
What are you gonna fucking do about it, buddy? I'm assuming you
Huh?
can't just like murder NPCs. I will after I.
You
talk to
can.
those.
No, you absolutely can.
Okay.
Honestly, bro,
If I do it,
They'll
it's
probably whoop your
entirely
ass.
going to be on accident.
they will probably whoop your fucking ass at this stage in the game.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not,
Staircase.
I prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Is
So
that-
you should typically talk to NPCs a couple of times.
Yeah,
to,
that's
like,
what I was
know
gonna
that.
do.
I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
So was that just currency?
Oh my,
So
You again.
no, souls are currency.
I know.
But if you go into your inventory, actually, you can take a look
Here anyway.
after
So
you
what
after you
if I
talk to
were
this
to
guy.
teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Sure.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Well, I'm not in a covenant right now, so I guess I might as well. I don't see the harm in it.
Yeah.
Now let me share my miracles. Only
their ultimate effectiveness.
So when does he teach me
will be
Door of Shadows?
determined by your efforts.
I think that that's more of like a dark magic thing.
Yeah.
So learn gesture first off. And then, yeah.
I see. So these are probably going to be things I'm not using that much. I mean, I can learn it later once I get that stat up, but it doesn't
Yeah.
look like I'm going to be using it that much.
So he also has like I think talismans. So miracles are solid. So like miracles are one of the few ways in this game to like give yourself more heals than just your Estus flasks,
Yeah.
for example. In that homeward miracle, you can actually toggle display and read what each of those do.
Yeah, no, I saw that with the thing up there. I'm assuming homeward is just teleports to a bonfire. Yeah.
You don't actually have to. You could just you don't have to like back out of it. You can just go down. Yeah. So that one takes you to the bonfire.
I just hit back just so I can read what it was.
Ah. So
Okay,
there is an
I need
item in the game
souls
though.
to unlock the slots.
So you actually have slots, but you need 18 faith to use that, for example, and you need 8,000 souls to buy it. But you have one slot to start with, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
But it only has one use per time you rest at a bonfire. So other spells have different uses. Like Force has 21 uses before you have to rest at a bonfire.
Oh, so that's what. Oh,
Yeah.
I was reading that backwards. I saw the number next to slots and thought that was what it was. I see.
Dark Souls 1 is a little bit weird with
Yeah.
the spell slots. It completely changes the fucking pace of the game in Dark Souls 3, but we'll get there when we get there.
I mean, homeward doesn't really need more than one slot, considering you get teleported to a bonfire, and I'm assuming
Yeah.
bonfires recharges the uses.
Absolutely, yeah. And whenever you use like a homeward bone or that, if I'm not mistaken, you rest at the bonfire like automatically.
More guidance from other worlds. So this is just the help function. Okay.
Come
All right.
again.
So.
The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
All right. What was that about the gold coin?
So go in your inventory and go to
Copper
like
coin.
you can look at like all this. So toggle display and just kind of like read around and see what like. But you won't have to super worry about that because we're playing in like offline. We might get some PvP hotspots.
Well, I mean,
So
assuming
so
that
one thing.
offline is going to be intact.
So one thing, I don't know if you noticed this, but I'll go ahead and just point this out. When you were in the Undead Asylum, you had how many Estus flasks did you have?
I saw that it said 10 whenever I hit that bonfire down there.
Yeah. So Firelink Shrine base comes every time you rest there, gives you 10 Estus flasks. So for other bonfires, you have to at least reverse the hollowing and turn human, and then spend an entire another humanity to turn it to 10 Estus flasks.
With a shot. But I think this accidental fall into here.
Has gotten you stuck.
Yes.
No.
So then how do I? I'm just gonna take a real quick peep in here again to see if I can discern any easy way to get up here. Unless I get some abilities later, or I just missed this big gaping doorway.
I was gonna point it out, but I was like, no, he'll find it eventually.
That's a lot of stuff down there, but I feel like that's also not in my best interest to go walking into a graveyard right now.
Maybe not. Some good stuff in that graveyard, though.
Yeah, some negative HP. That sounds nice.
There's some real bad stuff in that graveyard, too. Like, I'll tell you that.
I'm used to playing my monk and just like rolling on ledges and then using the jank momentum to just fucking launch myself forward.
You don't have 40% reduced fall damage yet. There is a way you can get that. Well, I don't know how much percent it is.
This way. So the only thing I know is going up and down and all around.
Oh, shit!
Oh.
You got the parry.
I saw.
Oh! To really riposte, you need to be locked on. Like, to get to
I'm
like
glad I
the
walked back at that moment. I
to get
can't-
like the proper angle.
I got a
So pretty much anything you can do, by the way, the enemies can do as well.
I bet. Because that dude was just fucking hurling firebombs at me.
So they can like drop attack you, they can parry you. You haven't learned about backstabbing yet.
It did actually show that earlier. Maybe not the action of backstabbing, but it said that attacks from behind do crits.
So like what it is when you do a light attack behind an enemy
That's
in the
the
specific
double
frame, you'll do an animation which does a crit. So test it on this guy if you want. Well, I guess you can parry. You can't parry him when he swings with his shield.
Yeah, I realized, or I know that.
Oh, that hurt.
I'm not. Ooh. I'm not too concerned with taking too much damage right here.
Did it teach you how to jump?
No.
So hold in your run button.
Hold on.
No,
I wanted to see.
So you hit toggle display and you'll be able to compare.
So I lose thrust damage. I lose
You lose thrust
element
defense.
defense. Oh.
Yeah.
Which that guy just did thrust on me, so that would by 0.1. That's barely a difference. I also lose magic defense. What's poise?
So poise determines.
Low durability. too.
So in Dark Souls 1, poise is like a very, very important thing. So whenever determined by what your poise is, when you swing your weapon and an enemy swings your weapon, if he hits you while before your animation finishes, like it goes against your poise, for example. So it's basically how to not get interrupted during an attack. If you have a high amount of poise, when you swing your weapon and an enemy swings at you, it won't interrupt your attack. But when you have a low
Okay.
amount of poise, it
I
will.
wouldn't do that if I were you.
Huh? Heal? I know it's gonna
Figure out why
respawn the
we're-
enemies.
Yeah.
I was just
He
fucking
did read
around.
that tip.
Yeah, I was just fucking around with them, trying to see if I could
Try to
discern.
backstab one of them. Try to backstab one of them.
Try to backstab.
You have to do it in like the perfect frame. You have to be like glued to their back.
Oh, okay. So hitting that's gonna change my targets. We'll just. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. Backstabbing is power,
I forget about that guy though.
but ideally you'd want to learn parrying and backstabbing.
Yeah.
And jumping attacks, of course.
Yeah. Gap closing, I already have learned is going to be nice. There he goes.
Plunging attack
So,
dude from
in order to
here.
jump, do your run, like do your run thing, and then tap the run button while you're running.
Oh. So then run like go.
It's a little finicky.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe kill that guy and then practice it a little bit.
Well, I see what you mean. But him drinking leaves him open.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so
I'm gonna go this way. Well, that's not that bad.
so now I don't know. Yeah, you see that item on that bridge.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
Oh. He tried.
Well, those are souls I'm not getting back. Or do you
No,
not
no,
lose
no,
souls
so
when you
it-
die from falling?
It spawns like 4 seconds behind you.
Ah.
4 seconds behind where you died.
But what if I
or 4 or
died? What if I take 4 seconds to fall?
You won't. There's like kill walls like everywhere.
What if I fall high enough?
You'll
fine.
die before you hit the ground. Yeah, see, like it's right there.
Well, I just put my shield up and ran into him.
I can't believe that you have 100% block shield. Like that's ridiculous. I didn't know that the thief started with that or the wanderer. I
No.
didn't expect that little tiny shit shield to be 100% block.
Stop. Alright. Well, my intent is to go. I don't know if that's the way to go or not, but my intent is to go the way
Level
of
up.
that. No, that well, I will level up, but that chubbier Covenant dude.
Dude.
Oh, D-pad. I'm not gonna get used to D-pad yet.
It is weird.
Let's do endurance.
In Dark Souls 2 and in Dark Souls 3, you can respec your points. You can. I'm pretty sure you cannot in this game.
Oh, it responds jars as well. I don't remember if I read that.
If there's nothing in the jars.
So the only times that destructible objects screen, which is when you die or when you do something else. So I'll let you know that's death. Oh no, it's not. That's right. My bad.
It was a little bit too late at that point.
It wasn't death actually. I always like forget about that. I always come down here a different way. Now, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah, I'm already wary, but I will learn.
Morningstar.
Eh,
And a talisman.
cracked red eye orb.
So those let you invade other players.
I was about to say, is it cracked because he hit the chest?
No.
So that looks like talisman is one of like the caster offhand items.
Yeah, it's the miracle one.
And is a morning star a one-hander or a two-hander?
It's a everything can be a one-hander.
Oh,
But look at that thing. It has 300 bleed.
yeah, but I don't have the required strength in order to use it.
But if you two-hand it, that multiplies your strength by 1.5, so it'll make you have the requirement for it because it'll give you 15 strength. I'm just throwing that out there. It's not something I'm just saying. Like that's like a way you got to look at it because your strength, whenever you two-hand, your strength is multiplied by 1.5.
All right, that's good to know. How else would you fucking get over here, by the way? Because it doesn't look like
Lloyd
there's any way
Talisman?
besides that.
I don't know, man. Maybe there's another way.
Wasn't Lloyd the guy you just talked to? The chubby guy?
No,
If it
no,
said
that
a
was-
name, I wasn't paying attention to it.
No, Lloyd is someone else.
Buddy. You're fast. Just gotta...
So they also inflict bleed, by the way.
I'm sure they do. I can. Their weapon looks spicy. Yeah, they're pretty tanky. No.
So one tip I
No.
just
I couldn't move.
one tip I
Oh,
was
yes!
Nick, should I give him the one tip? The one that you said he'll probably figure that out himself.
Nah, let's let him figure it out.
It's a pretty simple tip though.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out.
Alright, now the question is, did me falling drop the souls down here?
So yeah, probably. So go through there. It's probably up top.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, that's gonna be annoying dropping into like 10 feet down of what I'm used to being not harmful fall distance in 90% of all games that I play.
Oh yeah, dude, fall damage is a bitch in this game.
Alright. Experimentation phase is over. It's time to never die again.
Okay.
He is now a Dark Souls master.
I have mastered Dark Souls. Oh, maybe your shield isn't 100% block.
No, I knew earlier it wasn't. Because those guys, those shield guys had, what's it called? Broke the guard.
No, 100% block means when you get hit with a physical attack when you're holding right
Yeah,
bumper,
it dealt
you don't take
damage
any
to me.
damage. Oh, okay. See, like, I think maybe because of the stream I didn't notice it. Or maybe I was just, I don't know.
Well, I did mention, I was like, oh, it's a good thing to know that blocking still inflicts some damage to you.
So whenever you clear out all these enemies, you can look at your shield, and I'll show you the stat that determines that. And whenever you get a new shield, you can see if it does block 100% of damage. It's not a stat, but...
I definitely, like, one of the things I want to do is definitely get my stamina higher, because it's going to be real annoying running out of stamina in certain combos. There,
Yeah.
let's put that.
So one thing I would probably recommend, though, is there's also... Whenever you die or in a loading screen, there's, like, items that pop up on the screen. I would just read those, because there's some good... You'll be like, oh, shit. Like, that sounds pretty good. You know?
Yeah. Hi, buddy. Is there anything lethal on this side?
I'm gonna eat you.
Of course I hit the wall. This is locked. No. Yes. think the one thing that I do remember is that there's a place where there's just a bunch of fucking archers letting you up, but I don't know where that's at.
There's quite a few. Damn, you fucking ended that guy's career.
Nice block. Jeez.
That was a nice block, yeah. So you can also, weapons have durability, by the way. You can also roll into
Yeah.
barrels.
Okay.
You could go down there, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to see what I was getting myself into up here before I went down.
I respect it.
All right. Well, knowing that enemies respawn from bonfires or from using bonfires definitely makes me understand why you and Nick were like laughing that I was saying I probably won't ever ignore enemies.
Yeah.
Oh, can't go up there. That's has taught me that that's a boss loading zone
Well,
or a strong enemy loading zone.
so typically in the later Dark Souls, yes. But in Dark Souls 1, it's because it's kind of an older game and it requires separate a separate loading zone for some of the areas. So there are some fog gates in Dark Souls 1 that are not boss doors.
So using bonfires fills your weapon durability, right?
No.
I would
Why
chug
don't
an
I remember that?
Estus flask.
Yeah,
You have to.
probably.
So it does in Dark Souls 2 and in Dark Souls 3, but in Dark Souls 1, you actually have to go to a blacksmith.
Okay. What's mine at? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Does it show me the durability on here?
Yes.
It
I think you have to
did,
go.
But you have to.
and-
So hit
Uh,
toggle stat. Yeah, you have to go into it.
I was about to
So-
say, I just seen it.
Oops. Right, that one.
so it's at 142.
Okay.
So go to your shield actually while you're in there.
Yeah, no, I saw that on there too.
Oh,
I guess I
Right.
should look at what it's at while I'm on here. I'm still not gonna get used to having to use D-pad to move it.
It takes a while.
toggle display.
So you see that
I've
thing
taken
up there
only one durability.
for damage reduction, physical.
Yeah.
So whenever you block something, % of the damage.
Let's see.
Mike's been muted for a little bit.
Okay then.
All right,
game
Karen,
is
no need to
perfectly
be dramatic.
This game is flawless.
Oh, and by the way, that big chubby guy back there, that was Gunther, not what we were calling it.
Right, it is Gunter.
Oh, Gunther, yeah.
I think Gunther is a bit shorter and actually a little more stout than him, actually.
Well, you know, you gotta compromise when you put a character in a video game.
no, Gunther is definitely like shorter and heavier than that dude.
So you admit he's fat.
No,
You just said
he's
heavier.
big boned. Gunther's like a
I-
hippo.
I don't know,
He's
man.
not
That dude
actually
is pretty
fat.
fat.
He's just pure density and muscle.
Via fat.
No. Freaking pricks are always fat shaming my D&D character.
Did you see
We're not
that?
fat
I'm
shaming.
never
Yeah,
making a fat D&D character again because of this.
There it is. I was like, wait a minute. There has to be a way to get into this building from this side.
You're exploring pretty thoroughly.
Okay.
Now,
Do you think you could roll up there?
I was thinking
Maybe-
that too,
maybe not roll.
but you said something about the black
There
ball
are-
earlier.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you know what I meant. So the black fire bombs, if you took those as your starting gift and you killed that boss before you grabbed your actual weapon, you got a special weapon from him. The
Interesting.
tutorial boss.
Yeah, I probably would have tried using the firebombs on him, to be honest. So I probably
Yeah,
would
like-
have ended up getting that.
Yeah, if you took the fire bombs, like that's what it's used. That's what they're used for.
Yeah, if I've passed it and there's no possible way for me to go back
Yeah,
and
there's-
do it
there's no
again,
way for you to-
feel free to spoil that stuff for me, because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't consider it spoiler at that point. Like that's why whenever we were playing Metroid, I kept telling you stuff that you could have possibly done on bosses, just to like make it easier, just like ways
Yeah.
for you to tell different stuff. I have so far been enjoying kicking corpses off a cliff.
It's pretty
It's
nice.
fun, man.
It's
Alright,
pretty
well,
fucking good. So not every fog gate's a boss door,
Yeah, I know.
and not every boss is behind a fog gate.
But every boss is behind a fog gate, but not every fog gate.
Him hinting that makes me feel like there's a boss somewhere now that I don't know about.
Are we?
I'm not sure. In Dark Souls 1, every boss might be behind a fog gate, but in Dark Souls 2 and in Dark Souls 3, it's not to follow that law.
Oh, I was hoping you'd get hit by that.
No, as soon as I heard the sound effect, I was like, nope, I'm waiting for that to pass.
So a dragon just strafed the walls.
He landed on the wall.
Definitely doesn't feel like that's reacting as often as I want it to be when I press the shield button.
Dark Souls 1 isn't a perfect game. It definitely gets a lot. Did he hit you with the arrow?
Yeah.
With
He
an
fucking
arrow.
Right in the back.
I got sniped. I said, oh, because the arrow fucking came from
Yeah.
where he was standing all the way down there. It's fine.
Dude, yeah, the bow guys in this are like fucking sharpshooters too.
What
Do
the
not,
hell is
do
up
not
with
be afraid to chug those Estus flasks.
I'm not
man.
afraid. I was literally about to try to, and then he fucking sniped me.
Yeah. So there is like one thing, like there are there's pretty much 3 stages of an Estus Flask interrupt, right? You can get hit very, very early on and it doesn't consume the Estus Flask and doesn't heal. You can get hit like just about as soon as it consumes it. If you get hit, like it doesn't heal you at all. Or if you use it to heal and you get hit after it's already started healing you, it'll basically heal you the entire amount. So there is some situations when even when you're not like completely able to take cover from an enemy that you might want to just emergency chug, you know?
Can you chug while moving, like in Dark Souls 3?
No.
No,
You
I.
walk.
Okay,
It
you
stopped
walk
me.
stand still.
In Dark Souls 1, it makes you stay stationary.
Okay. I think that's vital information for him.
Yeah.
Well, I already tested that. Like whenever I went to hit that in the building and I got sniped, it stopped me completely just before I got hit with the arrow. If I would have been able to get around the corner, like that actually was exactly what I was doing to test it. Was
What I would honestly probably do is like every time you heal, like spam the roll button and try to frame where you can roll out of your heal is, and that's like probably something that you want to learn pretty well. You know?
Yeah. I feel like now that I'm out of like the starting phase, I'll be
This shit gets real.
schmoovin' on it. Oh, well, unless something like that happens.
He fucking read you like a book.